So, I want to talk about music. Hey, stop it. I'm starting a farm at age 62 because for 45 years I've attempted to get my music out into the world and attempted to make a living from it. But it hasn't happened. And so farming is my fallback. Except that's not the real story. The real story is that I've always had two big dreams. One was to do what I could to save some small piece of paradise from the developers' shovels and developing. And the other thing has been to convert my world experience into song. I don't know why I write songs. It's not something I do because I want to. It's like something I do because I have to. Something I do that I can't say no to. And so instead of saving for retirement, instead of buying a house, instead of doing all the things that grown-ups do, I've spent pretty much every extra cent I could get my hands on over the years since 1975 or so on music, on paying for recording time, on paying Gene Moore or Joe Monona to produce and record my music. And I won one little award from the Posy Awards for Together We Could Change the World, but it wasn't even me singing, it was Riley O'Neill, and I submitted dozens of songs to that contest after that without so much as a nomination. You know, and Joe Monona did some amazing arrangements on the album The Key to Your Cage, or The Key to the Cage. I don't know what the heck I called it. The Key to the Cage. The Key to Your Cage. Nothing. Not even a nomination. Like, I don't mind not winning, but not even being nominated. And the songs that got in were crap. And I hate to say that because every musician, mega talented or moderately talented, I think should have an audience. But we are at a time when it just doesn't seem to be a way for a massive introvert to get out into the world. You know, I don't have a band. I'm not a sexy young 20-something. I'm a sexy old 60-something. But I want to talk about music and about the challenges I've had and the challenges I've had to overcome in the process of having all this talent, but not having an audience, not having access to people's eyes and ears for so long. But the music just keeps coming in. And in the end, that's great. I have over 500 songs. I've written as many songs perhaps as Bob Dylan or Joni Mitchell or Paul Simon or any of the mega songwriters from my era. But they have an audience. They're known, and I am not. And in many ways, that's a blessing because I get to do whatever I want whenever I want to do it, and I can go anywhere. Nobody recognizes me. I'm not mobbed with fans and reporters and all that kind of stuff, which I don't find very appealing. And that's probably why I am not, quote unquote, successful at getting my music onto all these playlists and onto all the different social media. But I am recording them, and I am videotaping as I record, and I am working to clear out my dad's garage so that I could put my studio in there. So just everything takes longer than I, quote unquote, think it should take. And that's the lesson for musicians today, is you're going to have to do a lot of stuff yourself that you would much rather have somebody else do, but nobody's going to do it for you. No one's going to walk that lonesome valley for you. You have to walk it on your own. You have to walk it by yourself. And then at some point, when you've honed your craft and you have some patience, you will find the audience. YouTube will find the audience. That's what I'm telling myself. And a lot of the musicians that I'm hearing about now, I look and see, oh, their last video upload was like 2 years ago, or their first one was like 10 years ago, and I'm just now seeing that in my feed on YouTube. So this thing takes a while. Music is something that in the past we used to be forced to listen to new songs because the new songs are on the radio. And the only thing you could listen to when you weren't at home in front of your stereo system was the radio. What? Stop it. This guy he's an attention whore. You're an attention hound. That's what you are. He just wants love. That's all we want. I want someone to love me because I'm a songwriter. And I would like to talk in future episodes about why we write songs and the kinds of people that write the kinds of songs that are actually about some deep inner stuff. And so they're not, it's like, don't throw your pearls before swine, right? Not everybody's going to get a Joni Mitchell song. Right? There's a lot of dumbass people in the world who a Joni Mitchell song is like, ew, what's that? Yeah. Right? And I remember the first couple of times I heard Joni Mitchell, I was not into her stuff. It took me a while. So with songs, it's like people seem to want to hear songs they know, but they want to hear stories they've never heard. So somehow we have to tell a story about the music. We have to put the music into some kind of a story so that it pulls people along and invites them in. And so that's what I'm attempting to do. This is called A Life in Song. And I'm going to talk about my life and my music and music in general and maybe music I'm discovering. And at the same time, I'm starting a farm because I have to eat. And I'm also starting a church because it occurred to me that I've been running away from the ministry most of my life and that my songs are where I do my theology. And I need good food and I need the exercise that farming gives me and I need that connection with nature and I need time to myself and I need flexible hours so that if, let's say, if it's pouring rain like it was the other day, I think it was Wednesday, I got in the studio and I recorded a lot of stuff on Wednesday. But when it's really nice, like today, I did the Sunday message this morning and then I got out here. So if you're a musician, chances are if you're a good musician, you're spiritual because music and spirituality, they're connected. And if you're a really good musician, you're probably sensitive and you probably have all kinds of food allergies. And you might want to try a carnivore diet. Just saying. And you might want to try to find a local farmer who's raising his food regeneratively. You can check out my Healing Pastures Farm channel on YouTube. You can check out my Mark Shepard Songs channel on YouTube. You can check out my Honest Hypnosis channel on YouTube. And that's just the tip of the iceberg because I have lots of different interests, but the main engine is my music and the fact that I need a way to eat that allows me all of the time and freedom and flexibility I need to record my music the way I hear it in my head. Doesn't mean it's the only way it can be recorded. It doesn't mean it's the best way. I would love to work with other musicians, but right now the budget is small. So that's it. That's it for this first 5-minute episode that's 10 minutes. How did that happen? Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. Please check out my music. I really appreciate you stopping by, and let's talk about music a little bit. Love to hear from you in the comments. And there's plenty more music coming. At the moment that I'm making this, I'm working on like 4 songs and they're getting close to being ready to release, and then I'll work on the next batch. And that's just what I'm going to do until they put me in a hole in the ground. And whether anybody listens or not, I still have to do it. So hopefully you'll listen, share it with somebody, and subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Peace, love, grooviness, over and out. Boom.